afternoon, and I'm gonna be cooking my version of the, babe, what's it called again?
Son-in-law's egg.
Son-in-law's egg. So if you like Thai food, this is a dish that you guys probably have eaten, at other restaurants. I'm not gonna make it exactly the way they do it. I'm gonna make it the Guji way because we're limited in resources and stuff that we're gonna be putting on it. Hopefully you can see our simple way of making it, and it's super really good. If you guys like egg, you're gonna love this. So let's take a look first at what we have. We have some hard-boiled eggs here. They're already peeled, they're dried. We have about 2 tablespoons of sugar. We got some lemon here. We got half of a small onion, and we also have some chili. We got some patis or fish sauce, about 2 tablespoons. And we got some water for later if the sauce becomes too thick. So here we go, we're gonna start. We gotta make the sauce first, and we're gonna start with that sauce right now. Where I'm using this for the sauce, I think it's called the saucepan. So here we go, we're gonna make sure that, I like always cooking on high heat. High heat for me kasi it's, I like being in control. Like I lift it up. Ako lagi, nasa high ako lagi usually. Even when I cook eggs, always on high. So here we go. I'm gonna get some olive oil. We gotta wait for this to heat up a bit. When you cook the egg part, I use a wok, and they usually in the restaurants they usually deep fry it, but I don't deep fry it because I don't want to waste oil. But I use the wok, and I use the wok in a way where it's almost parang dine-deep fry mo yung egg because you want to kind of submerge the egg in it to fry it quickly. But you guys will see that later. I'm gonna wait for this to heat up a bit. Okay, our pot is our sauce pot or saucepan, whatever you want to call it, is kind of hot. So the oil's kind of hot already. You can kind of feel it. You could kind of sense it. You don't have to touch it, but it's hot. So what we do first, we put in the onions and the peppers in there. Like I said, I like using my wooden spoon here to cook. So make sure you hear that sizzle. Can you smell that? You can smell the onions, and I love the smell of onions. Also, I love the smell of the garlic when it's being cooked. You wait till the onions get a little bit brown, until they start to kind of reduce in shape. It's getting a little softer, it's getting cooked, so that the flavor comes out and goes into the oil. So keep stirring them. You want to make sure that they're not burning, of course. You want to just get them just right, cooked just right. Then what I want to do now is add some patis. See that? It's boiling a little bit. It's time. Add the lemon juice. It's okay if there's some seeds in there. Then sugar. When you guys put the lemon juice in, you can do it a different way. So then all the seeds go in here like it did from mine. I just realized that while I was doing it, I was like, whoops, got the seeds in. But it doesn't really matter because we're just using the sauce actually. So even with the seeds in there, it should be fine. So one thing I forgot to add was, since we're limited on ingredients, was of course garlic. They like to top their food off with stuff like this. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take, yes Cassie, I'm gonna take 3 cloves of garlic here. I'm gonna chop it up, deep fried, and that's gonna be our topping on top of the sauce, on top of the eggs and everything to kind of just finish everything off and give us that garlicky taste and that crunch at the end. So here's a little, almost done. I'll put some water in it, so that we can reduce it just a little bit more. It's not super thick, because this thing doesn't get sick. It gets thick. Thick doesn't get sick or thick, it gets thick. So water it down just a little bit. I have an interesting way of chopping garlic, and I think not everybody knows this, because I was watching my wife Cheska chop some garlic, and then I realized that I don't think everybody knows how to do this. So I'm gonna show you guys how I chop garlic. You guys may do it differently, but this is how I do it. We smash it first, the clove. Smash it all the way down, as far as you can down, right? This way, you don't have to peel it, so it's not so hard to take off the skin. The skin just comes right off, and it's already, half the work is almost done for you. It's almost chopped up. Because my wife was doing it, she was peeling it like this, trying to get the skin off. But that's actually not the most efficient way of doing it. So what you do is just smash it, flattens up, and you see that it just comes right off, You know? Chop, chop, chop. And the best way to chop this for newbies, like I'm not chopping properly, guys. Like I'm not chopping like Gordon Ramsay or any of the chefs do. All I know is I gotta keep my fingers away from the blade so you don't cut yourself. And also use the corner of the knife as your pivot. This is how I do it. Not everybody does it the same, but for me it works. It makes it so that all I do is just move the things along. Move the food and the ingredients along and just pivot them. I don't go like this. I use this knife and I use it as a pivoting point. You just turn it around until everything is kind of cut up properly and nicely, see? You may all do it differently, but that is how I do it. Now I think our sauce is ready. Let's go try and see what it tastes like. Good. Water. The water so that you can test and see like if it's too sweet, too salty, to whatever. It'll help you water it down just a little bit. There. I think the sauce is just about right now. Yeah, try and it's getting hot. That is really good. Really good. Let it reduce just a little bit more. We're gonna start with the eggs. Eggs are gonna be really, really simple. I use canola oil, and so the canola oil is in the pan. Gonna get that hot, and the eggs are really, really fast to cook. I use some tongs in order to help me turn the eggs around, making sure that this is hot. The way I'm gonna check if it's hot, I'm gonna use a piece of garlic to see. Di naman super hot, you don't want to burn it. But you always gotta watch it, make sure you gotta turn it, it doesn't burn. Let's see if it's, yep, ready to go. There's one egg. You're gonna start to notice that they're getting brown. When they start to turn brown on the outside, that's when you know they're ready. Be really quick. See how it's turning brown? A little bit. That's what you want. You want to get this color, that crisp color. So as you can see, it's getting brown on all sides. Just gonna want to get the bottom parts of it too, so that it's, you try your best to make it crispy all the way around the egg. That it's not just brown on one side or one area of the egg. You want to make sure that it's all the way around. That's the whole point of this thing. So I'm hoping, trying to do my best. I don't want to do, like I said, I'm trying to save oil. So I'm trying to do my best to get all the sides as crispy as possible. And it should be perfect once everything is crispy. Getting the bottom of this egg. Not getting it. There you go. Getting the bottom of this egg. Cassie, you having a good time over there? Looks pretty good. There you go. See how it's brown? See how it's brown? There you go. Getting it crispy. Put this aside. Now for the garlic. The garlic chips. Put in a small strainer, the garlic. And then you fry it. See how it fries? It's kind of like you're cooking French fries. See? And I think they're good. There you go. Now it's a little, there you go. There's our garlic chips. Now it's time to plate this thing. Six in half. Now for the sauce, put the sauce on it. What you do is get your spoon. On top. Just a little 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 bit on top. Okay. Garlic chips. Now it's time to try one. Let's try it. Wow, so good. Wow. If you're looking for a treat, something egg, something Asian, try this out. Son-in-law's egg. Guji's version.